Welcome back into Timelock, guys. I've done a little bit of work since last time, so I guess we can show that off real quick. First off, as you're noticing, we have a bit of a retaining wall right here. I decided I'm gonna just do wood in here instead of arbitrarily waiting for another block. Ignore that. That's for spawn proof. That didn't have a torch. Ignore that torch. But so I started doing this. So I was like, okay, I'll plant a couple trees, and then I was kind of laying out how much room I wanted for like the exhibits on the side. So that's kind of what these are for. They don't really mean anything. It was just me thinking. Whoops, my TV was on and just scared me. I was watching a hockey game and it went to the end of the period. So I was like, you know what? Might as well record real quick. I've extended this a little bit. And now this is going to go into here. You see these are lined up. These walls are flattened. So these are going to be like bathrooms, maybe a little custodian area, stuff like that in these sections like this. And it'll be here on the other side. But we're just, working this side for now. I so I need a little bit of wood. So I was like, yeah, no big deal. Let me just plant a tree. I just walked out here to go back to the actual base. And yeah. So there's a couple trees here. It doesn't stop. There's this is never ending. Luckily there's nothing here, it's all clear, but I may have planted a couple extra trees I need to, and there's still like another 5 or 6 saplings on the ground, which is the worst part. So we're gonna do some tree mining this episode. And I also have not been back to the base in a long time. I think it's about time to take our first museum break. I also we need to start collecting dirt for this areas. Well, first thing we gotta do is we're gonna get rid of this island and flatten all this. That'll be the next project over here because we kind of just really need to get into the collection of just materials because it's just gonna take so many bulk materials to get the stuff done that I just kind of need to do that. And I feel like taking breaks on this project is a good thing. This will be maybe 4 or so episodes over here, and that's not even counting the tens of hours I have put into just mining the area out. Yeah, because this has been a monster project, and the thing is, we're not even like 1% done with the vision I have for all around here. Think about it. We got literally the base made, sand harvested, and that's it. We started working on this, but this is incredibly, incredibly expensive. This entire thing is going to be. And we're about to break our axe from the amount of trees that we are mining too. Which is a good thing because I just needed more. Also, the amount of wool we need, is just so much stuff that's gonna just be needed that I'm gonna have to get. Can't tell if more trees are growing or if I'm just missing trees at this point because there are just so many around here. We'll be good on saplings though. So if anybody needs any saplings, let me know. I'll send them the mail to you. You just gotta say something to me, and I'll send it right over. Looks so much better. Oh no. Oh no. It's a mess. It's just a complete mess. I even crafted a sign because I was gonna start like on the displays for the museum, but I generally just don't have a good idea. I went to go work on the museum. I think it was last night, and I generally was just stumped for building, and it does not happen typically a lot. Like I just was completely blanking on the inside, and I'm like, I just don't know. That's why I started doing the walls and stuff. And it's like I need to just like step away, go work on a few other things for the time being, and then just come back to it when I got a good idea for what I want to do or some extra inspiration that may have dawned on me. Because I mean, our diamonds have stayed very high. They're just barely under 20 from the mining trip. I ended up the day I am recording this, I just put out episode 124, and that was the start of the museum. That was I guess that's the wrong one, but the one about for the one from the mining trip was 2 days ago, and it's getting really good views. It has like 15 hours of watch time. I get it, it is an hour and a half, just about an hour and a half video, so it's good to have more watch time. But it's like higher up in the views, so that's really good for the channel and morale. And that's why I kind of like the longer videos because you can easily like put it down and just watch it. Because that would just me just talking about life for an hour and a half and just mining, which is fun little things to do. I need them to be like more podcasts whenever we go mining and stuff like that. So, some people may like those better than other ones. So it just really depends, honestly. I feel like I'm in a freaking maze right now because I don't know how much of the wood I've missed. Okay, yeah, we did miss wood. So let's go up and try to get some of this. Oh geez, there's a lot up here. I did not realize how much wood was in this tree. I got kind of lucky because the last few big ones we've gotten have been smaller big trees. So I feel like they're just a couple sizes of big trees. But this also might just be the mix of multiple trees in one. Like, I think there's two big trees here, which is making this even worse. It's like, look at the amount of just wood here. I think that's enough for this tree to start decaying. Yes. Okay. Let's go grab some saplings. Tons are probably falling down there, but I'm not even gonna worry about them. Yeah. Look at the amount. Just look at all the saplings that are still down. I've not placed any more saplings. I literally just took like 30 I just took like 30 of them and I just darted them everywhere. I'm like, I just need stuff. Like I was like, we'll figure it out. Oh, we got an even stack. How perfect. Yeah, I literally took all the saplings out of the tree. I can't even add the saplings to another section. This looks so much better. Let's try to get the rest of these done because I was wanting to head back over to the base before night. I may just end it there, honestly. And then when we come back, do more. So let's see what we should drop off here and that we're not taking back. Things I want to take back are black wool, gray wool. We'll leave that iron here because we may need it. We can take the clay back with us. Take the broken shovel. Let's leave the saplings here. We can leave the normal wool and the light gray because we really don't need that. I don't really see a use for it at all. No, I'm not going to take any sand. That stuff is way too valuable for us. That is... That's good for there. Luckily, we still have the Minecraft inventory after all of this. Let's leave the sign, but that can go in this building check. This one's just more just a more of a chest. I can more of a material chest. Or that's the word I was looking for. Let's turn this into wood. I've started to really start deviating away from coal, and every torch over here that is in this in the like hole down there has become charcoal, which is a really nice thing for this, honestly. What I was thinking. But with what? Oh, because I got another one. I was gonna say, wait a second. Let's make more. Or because we always need sticks. That's like just the one thing you go through. Well, with that, yeah. Let's take a break from over here. We're gonna go back to the base for a couple episodes. I honestly don't even remember what's over here. I'll have to walk around the base and like remind myself that I've generally spent like almost a week over here. It feels like. It's like, look at this. We got this pretty minecart system. Luckily, I had to edit some videos that were back over here, or like glancing through them, so at least I know what's over here. So I have that for the very least, and I was actually working on a non-time lock video, which I think would still should be in the time lock like verse, but it's more meta and like talking because it was a cool thing I found out. Just I couldn't get the program to work fully. So once you get that program to work, that'll become a full video, and it'll could just be a fun just exploring thing of old stuff. But that black wool's almost done, so that's good. But yeah, here we are. We're back. Oh god, we got all this stuff to work on. Fortunately, I actually broke my boots, so we no longer have my original boots. I guess for my armor, so that's kind of a bum. I was gonna keep those in the museum, but no, since we don't got them, it can just be some legendary thing about how boots were lost in combat. We could do, but we got 8 of you, so now this is starting to get done, and we still got all of this. Yeah, this looks so tiny compared to what we've been doing, which is so funny. Even though we're gonna need so much wool still, which we'll totally be collecting. I'll have to go for another ink sac journey very soon. But it is nighttime, so let's head up here. We'll talk about this. I don't have any names really to put in there, so we're taking a bit of a break. Hopefully, some people decide they want to be featured in comment. If not, we'll take just a tiny break from it, and then I'll make a short and be like, "Hey guys, I ran out. Please leave some comments. See if I get like 5 to 10 comments on those videos, so that lets me space out some uploads." But I figure out what I want to do back here because this base is kind of hitting a stagnated point where there's not a lot to do. Obviously, I have like a list of stuff here. I literally accidentally have it flipped to the wrong side, so let's look. Fixing the mine entrance. We have adding back the nether portal, purpose under the storage room, purpose in grass room, waterfall river, the dam to the ocean, and then I can actually mark one of these off, which is the lay the tracks, because we actually did lay tracks and stuff. So that's a good goal that we got done. I think we do need to get that dam finished up, because that's just one of those spots that we have not really touched a lot. It's really weird. Something I wanted to bring up is just how like familiar it feels like. For some reason, this has just been the spot for me to start episodes. It's so calming, just looking out here at the world, seeing all of this. Like this is my favorite spot. Just go look at the pond we made, and then we got the iconic hill. That we should need to fix that bridge. My goodness, that bridge is so ugly. That bridge has been there literally since like the first 10 episodes, maybe 15, 'cause it was originally dirt before we replaced it back with wood. So don't worry, we're not episode's not done. I was just sometimes you just gotta like thinking and looking at stuff. But I got a few things to go drop off. Here's clay balls. Let's take the long route this time. There's just 24 iron here. Oh, thanks. See, that's why you gotta look in your furnaces sometimes, because you never know what you're gonna find. Then there's that spiral staircase idea I had there a long time ago, which I've kind of forgotten about. Anyway, what I wanted to do is I wanted to stop down in the gold room because we were talking about the goals and stuff. And also, we do have this room, which needs to be continued, as there's tons of blocks from this update we still need to go collect. Obviously, this room will be a little obsolete compared to, the museum, which is going to have all this stuff and, like, tons more. But this will be more of the building one, or just like a cool looking thing. This isn't meant to be a crazy thing. And realistically, I'll end up curving this room at some point, so then this ends up being a time capsule of the blocks we had in the game at this moment, and be like, oh, that's cool. Imagine, remember we had only these building blocks to use? It's kind of that vibe I wanted. But yeah, because look, tree farm we built. This we've done tons of exploring since this. We started this. We made this. Um, this we've officially started. That will never start. This we did. This we've started. So there's tons of these goals we've started now. Um, I need to just like make a list of all these goals, and then eventually, if they add something into the game where you can jot things down in a way that's not sign form, I could do that. Have like chests of the stuff written of like, here's all of our completed goals from, and it'll be dated from this time, so you can look back at it and be like, oh, that's cool. It's like, what did I do October 5th, 2027, or what did I do on September 15th, 2029? Stuff like that where you oh, well, we got speed. Look at us. You see this? This is one of the weirdest glitches. It's the I remember I was doing some research online into it. It's something about how when your game gets like delayed or when I don't know if it's like sending packets or if it's when you are like the game gets like behind on ticks, it like tries to recover with them and it like plays them all like really quickly in a row. The amount of times I've been standing up on like a 2 block surface and I go to move over and it goes and I fly off the map, fly off the thing and take damage. I just like stare at myself like what? Why is this a feature? Which is a bit unfortunate, but it's kind of cool. That's the first time I think I've actually got it on camera, because typically it'll be me just off camera doing some boring grinding, and it happens. Like, oh, and I'm like, great, no proof that this happened, which would be a really funny death to be up on that dirt pillar at the museum and then just watching it all crumble down as I just fly off of it at Mach speed. We don't need another death, but it'd be funny. I'll get some wool, because now with the amount of white wool we need for um, the pillars over at the museum, we kind of got to just start hitting every single sheep again. And the thing is, since I'm in the museum, I'm not out in all this stuff. And when I do see sheep, they're down in like all the broken area where I already have um, what's the word? Where I already have torches and it's hard to get up and down from because I don't want mobs that spawn down there to come up to me. So I kind of just end up leaving the stuff there. And so it's easier when I'm back here at the base to get stuff like that. And I feel bad because this has just become a me collecting resources episode, which I didn't really mean for it to do, because that's kind of the risk you take with a lot of this stuff, is how things won't have as much fun in it as you want it to. That's kind of just the risk of making this stuff. Okay, 27s we got to do. Because, it's always unexpected surprise when you make these videos, because you're like, oh, I could do this, or that could happen, or this could happen. So it's kind of refreshing in that way, because every episode is gonna feel different, and you'll do something that you didn't do the one before, which is kind of nice. But then also it will be not satisfying to people who want to watch for that consistency of you do this, then this, then this, then that. If you get what I mean. So before we end this episode, I'm gonna go drop this one more piece of black wool that we just got, because we're so desperately almost done with this. I feel like this is the downfall of me, is when I decided to do this. Because once I did this with wool, I then did the gray wool there, and then now I'm using all that white wool, so it's a never-ending thing. And remember, and this was a lot of sandstone. It's so funny seeing this project. Be like, oh, remember this was a huge room I have to do, but now I can walk this in 20 seconds and it's nothing compared to all of that. Because we do need to figure out plans for the rest of these rooms. I was like, because I still have this one right here that I need to do something with. That I have it. At least down here we have a use. Getting to the mob spawner, and then we'll have some other little things like A mini storage area for some bones or mob drops, and then maybe a crafting station, little things like that to add some fun little details to the spot, but not fully sure about it. But guys, that's gonna be it for me. I am over at the base now for a few episodes. This was just, I guess, me getting used to it again. We need to go exploring for more ink sacks, go for clay, so we can finish the bakery. I kind of need to pause that, come over here, wrap up all these little projects we hadn't gotten done yet, and even like finish that, just so that we can be ready to move on to other things, so that this feels complete. So if would say we take a break from over here for a couple weeks, it's not like I'm leaving unfinished projects, if you get what I mean. But again, that's all I got for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.